September marks the second annual International Commemoration Month of the Underground Railroad. This year, Howard County is joining the program that expands to multiple states, including Maryland, of course, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Arkansas, Florida, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Michigan, and South Carolina, as well as international regions in Canada and the Caribbean. During the month of September, Howard County will elevate the significance of the Underground Railroad and all those involved in its contribution to the eradication of slavery in the United States through programming and exhibits. Information on these activities can be found at visithowardcounty.com.
I'm excited that we're launching this, not just commemoration on the work to abolish slavery, but to the work to embrace freedom and opportunity. With that, I have an executive proclamation, and it reads, whereas Maryland is rich with the history of the Underground Railroad and the thousands of freedom seekers, including Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass, we commemorate the railroad's role in providing a network to freedom in the United States and inspiring the abolitionist movement. And whereas our community celebrates all those who have dedicated themselves to document and share the harrowing story of the Underground Railroad, with the National Park Service's National Underground Railroad Network to Freedom and the United National Education, Scientific, and Cultural Organizations Sites of Memory designations, the research and preservation continues. And whereas Howard County government proudly joins the month-long commemoration of the Underground Railroad as an opportunity to continue the work of equality. Now, therefore, I, Calvin Ball, Howard County Executive in Maryland, do hereby proclaim September 2020 International Underground Railroad Month in Howard County, Maryland, and to receive this executive proclamation, I would like to bring up Howard County Historical Society's Sean Gladden.
The Howard County Historical Society is a private nonprofit organization and the primary repository of artifacts, images, documents, and ephemera from Howard County's past. We use our collection to tell our county's history, stories of triumph and tragedy that are hidden amongst the many documents in our archives. We have worked with many of our heritage partners throughout the county to elevate these stories from our own county for the National Park Service Program Network to Freedom. In 1998, legislation entitled the National Underground Railroad Network to Freedom Act of 1998 was passed, creating the Network to Freedom program. Its mission, through collaboration with local, state, and federal entities, as well as individuals and organizations, is to honor, preserve, and promote the history of resistance to enslavement through escape and flight, which continues to inspire people worldwide. Through its mission, the Network of Freedom helps to advance the idea that all human beings embrace the right to self-determination and freedom from oppression. Working with Howard County Recreation and Parks, the Museum of African American History and Culture, and Howard County Tourism, we were able to identify 4 historic landmarks in our county for the Network to Freedom program. We stand here today by one of the markers here at the County Circuit Courthouse, a place where fugitive slave cases were heard, tried, and processed. Thanks to the research of our Deputy Director, Ms. Paulette Lutz, we have been able to tell stories that have otherwise been lost to history. One of the most tumultuous times in U.S. history are the antebellum years leading up to our Civil War. While many parts of the country were debating the morality and legality of slavery, thousands of enslaved people from the South escaped north along paths originally navigated by the likes of Harriet Tubman. The road to freedom through Maryland was a primary path along the Underground Railroad, with Howard County being well traversed due to its convenient location between D.C. and Baltimore. While we celebrate and commemorate the names Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass at the national level, here in Howard County we have our own stories, like Oliver Cromwell Gilbert, a slave from a Clarksville plantation who escaped to New Hampshire and became an orator and an abolitionist in the model of Frederick Douglass. Rebecca Garrett, who sued for her freedom in a Howard County court after being kidnapped from Baltimore by the son of her former master, who refused to acknowledge her freedom. To Decatur Dorsey, a former slave released by his master in 1863 so he could serve in the United States colored troops, Decatur Dorsey fought in the Battle of Petersburg and was awarded a Medal of Honor. While we commemorate national heroes this month, we continue to do the work of bringing to light our own county's stories of freedom and perseverance, and the underground struggle to bring an end to the institution of slavery. With the county and the Harriet Tubman Foundation, we have been asked to curate an exhibit on Howard County's African American past at the newly renovated Harriet Tubman Center next year. Together with other regional African American history institutions, we look forward to sharing these stories with a new exhibit and an oral history room so the stories in our vaults no longer will remain untold.